Hello, this is Dr. Chris. Welcome to the 21-day Purification Webinar. If you're feeling tired, struggling with weight management or weight loss challenges, or if you're having some trouble with digestion, this may be very interesting for you and very helpful. Okay, and one thing I'd like to say before we jump into this a little bit more is that if you have some questions, below the video there is a comment and question section that you could enter some questions there. Uh, a Facebook account is required. If you don't have one of those, then maybe you could always shoot me an email at the end of the webinar if you have specific questions. Okay, so let's continue. Just a little introduction on myself. My name is Chris Carlo. I'm a doctor of acupuncture. I have a clinic in Coventry, Rhode Island, called the Clinic of Acupuncture and Herbal Medicine. And I practice acupuncture, Chinese herbal medicine, and I teach Tai Chi and Qigong. These are the modalities that I use within my practice to promote natural health care. The clinic treatment focus is on natural health care and chronic health issues such as chronic pain, sleep disorders, hormonal imbalances, digestive disorders, and women's health issues from fertility to menopause. A lot of chronic health issues are often rooted in what I find mental, emotional health. Think of stress, anxiety, depression. We focus on a lot of that here. And we also focus on supporting what I call the 4 pillars of health, which is diet and digestion, sleep, exercise, and stress management. Now, what's the right diet for you? This is an interesting question. Oftentimes I talk with patients and I ask them, how's their diet? And right away I get a response like, oh, it's healthy, it's good. And oftentimes what is considered healthy and good for one person may not be for another who's dealing with some specific health issues. So I want to kind of define different types of diet to be aware of. So there's the general healthy diet that everybody might consider healthy in a very general way. And then there's diets for weight loss. Oftentimes I call those the mathematician's diet. You tend to be counting calories and perhaps running on a treadmill quite often to burn a lot of calories there. So that's another kind of diet. And then there's the weight management diet. So for example, you may have a desire to, say, lose weight. You get to your weight loss goal and now you want to manage that weight and maintain it and keep it there. And you would change your diet to deal with that, to work through a healthy weight management type diet. Then there's a detox diet to purify the body, to improve body function. And that's the focus of this webinar. We're going to focus on the 21-day Purification Program. And that's a different type of diet that goes a little bit deeper. It's not so much of a weight loss diet. You can only lose so much weight in 21 days, but it's an idea of trying to clean out the body, improve body function. With better body function, some people struggle with losing weight, for example, and with better body function, that goal can become a little more easier and a little more efficient. And then last, I would like to point out there's your diet, which is to say a health supporting diet adapted to your specific health needs throughout your life. So that's an ever-changing diet. It could be different from one season to the next, from one health issue to the next, from one age to the next. So that's a very kind of wide-reaching understanding of different types of diets that you need to be aware of in regards to making choices for yourself. So I'm just going to refresh my screen over here to see if there's any comments that have been added or questions, and we'll just continue here. Okay, so why purification? As I was mentioning, this is to help remove natural toxins from the body, to improve body function and health, and to help maintain a healthy weight. Toxins affect our health. We could experience a lot of different signs and symptoms, including fatigue or difficulty sleeping, digestion and other gastrointestinal problems, maybe bloating, gas, constipation, nausea, food cravings and weight gain, reduced mental clarity, a little fogginess in thinking, and low libido. Now, I would just like to make a comment on food cravings. I like to define food cravings as a sign from your body telling you that you're lacking certain nutrients. You're not nourishing the body properly. Sometimes people think I'm having a sugar craving, the body's craving sugar, and that's not a good way to look at it. The way I would describe it is that the body needs energy, it needs certain nutrients, and eating sugar kind of releases one of those kind of feel-good hormones. We call them endorphins that just makes us feel good, but really it doesn't satisfy the craving. Where you should identify your feelings with satisfying the craving is down in your gut. When you eat something, it feels satisfying, not in your mouth, not how it tastes, but more so how it feels, how it settles in your gut, in your stomach as you digest it. Okay, we live in a toxic environment. They're all around. Toxins are all around us, in the air, in the water. There's other forms too, like caffeine, cigarette smoke, cosmetics, heavy metals, household cleaning products, pesticides, herbicides, pharmaceuticals, preservatives, and many more. The thing that's important here is that you may think, coming away from this, that how are we going to get rid of all these toxins? How are we going to eliminate these from our life? And to tell you the truth, that's hard because they're all around us. And what I would say is there's a certain amount of eliminating of harmful toxins by trying to eat cleaner food, drinking cleaner water, for example. But you also want to focus on strengthening your body's natural abilities to get rid of the toxins. And that's what I'm talking about here in this 21-day purification program. We want to strengthen the body's abilities. The body has an ability to deal with toxins and get rid of them. And if the body's all gunked up inside and sluggish, and the function is sluggish, then it's not going to do a good job. And the toxins are going to lead to more health issues further down the line. And alternatively, there are internal toxins that the body makes naturally, which can be problematic. And the key here is, to understand is the body makes waste and it needs to be removed effectively. I want you to think about what happens when you're stressed. This is a mental, emotional health issue, okay? The body gets revved up with a lot of stress hormones, and those things can become toxic after a while. You don't feel good when you're under stress. And organs like the liver have to clean up that mess after. They have to clean up all those toxic stress hormones that are just amping up the body to try to deal with stress. And that's something that happens naturally internally. And over time, if that's not taken care of, if there's not proper stress management tools or proper mental, emotional health tools to manage such stress, it can kind of take over the body and create more trouble down the road. Now, how do toxins enter the body? Some of this might be obvious, but I just want to review it here. Through the lungs, we breathe in toxins, like through exhaust, toxic fumes, secondhand smoke. And then through the digestive tract in the mouth, we take in foods, food additives, soft drinks, various toxins in food, various chemicals, and through the skin. I remember reading somewhere that it takes about maybe 40 seconds for liquid to start to penetrate through the skin. So that's not a very long time. And you think about all the perfumes and lotions and hairsprays that will eventually, once on the body, can kind of seep into the body. And then the body has to work to remove those toxins. So there's a lot of sources and a lot of entry points for such toxins. Now, how are toxins removed from the body? Specific organs are very important. Their functions are very important in eliminating toxins from the body. And these are the organs that we focus on when toxins are an issue. And within the 21-day purification program, these organs are supported: the liver, the kidneys, and the intestines. Okay, good elimination, good detoxification from these organs, optimizing that function, very important through the program. This is something that's supported through the program. Now let's focus on the liver. This is the primary organ of detoxification. There's a little diagram here that shows toxins, how they get filtered through the liver and broken down and removed from the body. But from a traditional Chinese medicine point of view, I want to point out something that's a little bit different here. Liver function in traditional Chinese medicine promotes the smooth flow of qi, which translates as smooth function within the body. All the different functions: digestion, sleep, okay, cardiovascular function, elimination, all these different functions in the body that is required for optimal health. The liver has a major role in ensuring smooth flow of qi through the body. And one thing that we say in traditional Chinese medicine, that emotions disrupt that smooth flow. They have an adverse effect on liver function. And why is that? Because emotions tend to be irregular. When emotions are kind of up and down, this irregularity offsets the necessary regularity of liver function. So irregularity has an adverse effect on liver function. So a key principle for optimal health, or to realize greater health, is to promote regularity in your lifestyle, in all aspects: how you think, how you eat, how you feel, your activities, your actions in work and within your relationships. The more things are regular, uh, the more regularity in health you will experience. Okay, so we also have a term called stagnation. When the liver gets clogged and stagnant, and the function is sluggish, this is how we refer to it as. We'll say, sometimes I'll have a diagnosis with somebody who's very stressed out. I'll give them a diagnosis in traditional Chinese medicine as liver qi stagnation. Very common. Okay, now the diet contributes to our toxic load and excess weight. And there's various ingredients. If you get into reading labels on food products, you want to stay away from some of these here. So MSG, high fructose corn syrup, trans fats, and obviously sugar. All problematic to weight loss and trying to purify the body, detox the body. What are Americans eating? The U.S. allows over 3,000 chemicals to be added into our foods. This was something that was unheard of years ago, and over time, our food industry has become kind of corrupt with a lot of toxins and chemicals and preservatives, additives, for example. It's no wonder Europe doesn't want to import a lot of our food products because they've been denatured and um, a lot of chemicals have been added to them. The average American consumes more than 75 pounds of sugar annually. No wonder we're struggling with weight issues in our country. Sugar contributes an average of 16% of the total calories in American diets. That's pretty large. Okay, below the video, you're also going to find a link to the toxicity questionnaire. This can be helpful. You can, after the video, you can click on this, print it out, fill it out, and it'll give you some insight on evaluating your toxicity levels and determining the need for detoxifying. So check that out when you get a chance. What can be achieved in 21 days? Seems like a short time, maybe. 3 weeks, right? 21 days. Well, you'll be surprised. We can eliminate a lot of toxins. We can maintain a healthier weight, live a healthier lifestyle, realize a healthier lifestyle, and have more energy, improve digestion. Many people try this program because they have poor digestion or digestive problems, and they want to realize a higher level of digestion. Remember, digestion is one of those pillars of health. That's a beginning for health. If you're not absorbing the nutrients from your food properly, and if you're not breaking down the food to be able to digest and absorb the nutrients from that food, then you're not going to gain the benefits of those nutrients to help your body uh, support function, to rebuild itself, to rejuvenate itself, to heal itself. So digestion is very important. And one thing I always like to point out about this program is that after 21 days, it's not over. You gain experience in a better way of dieting. Okay, you will have a feeling of what it's like. You will feel different. And when you have experience, it's going to help you stay on a better path. So, for example, in the future, after the program, you may cheat, the holidays may come around, you gain a few pounds, you feel kind of awful with the changes in the diet, you've gotten off a good path, but you'll remember the experience you had, you'll remember some of the tools that you've learned, and you'll be able to get yourself back on a right path, a better path, a healthier path for you. Now, I want to talk about a couple of the products in the program. I use Standard Process. They have a philosophy of using whole food supplements, which is to say, when you read the label, there are whole foods in that product. They don't use synthetics, or they don't extract harmful, or powerful ingredients from a food. They use the whole food. It's a very synergistic kind of approach, a very safe, healthy way to supplement your diet with nutrients and foods that you might not tend to eat. So there are two main products that I use in the program. One is called SP Cleanse. That is the purification tablet. That's the purifying aspect of the program. And the second product is called SP Complete. There's also an SP Complete Dairy Free for those who have trouble with milk and dairy products. And these are nutritious supplements. It's a powder that you would basically add to a shake. So this can be a meal replacement in the program. And I've done the program many times myself, and I will often use this powdered mix as a meal replacement once or twice a day through the program for the 21 days. And you can there's recipes in the guidebook that will help you make delicious shakes that will get you through the program in a very comfortable way. There's other products, fiber support, and other phytonutrients that can be helpful and can be added to the program, just depended on personal need. I don't load people up with a whole lot of supplements on the program. I mostly focus on the top two there, but sometimes people need some additional support depending on their health issues, and that's what an evaluation will show us if you need that sort of support. And I just want to point out that these products are vegetarian and they are also labeled as gluten-free, which is helpful because there are some people who are struggling with gluten allergies and having a real challenging time trying to eat and form a good diet. And we need to work towards losing that gluten sensitivity. And I help people with that. It's a bit of a challenge, but it can be done. And we can improve gut health. Now, the SP cleanse is this is focused mostly on helping to promote good elimination. This is the cleansing tablet itself, and it combines 20 unique whole food and botanical ingredients. It supports healthy kidney, liver, and gallbladder function. The SP cleanse encourages healthy digestive function. It supports the normal elimination of toxins and promotes healthy elimination. It's gentle, it's not overwhelming, it's a good product. This is something that you would do for the first 7 days of the program out of the 21 days. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a coming slide, in an upcoming slide. The key ingredients in SP Cleanse: juniper berry, historically used as a natural diuretic. The red clover flower, also a very good herb to help promote cleansing of the blood. Apple pectin is a good source of natural fiber. Burdock root helps to promote kidney function. Barley grass feeds the body with vitamins B and C, minerals, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, calcium, potassium, all very good and supportive phytonutrients. It also contains phytonutrients like beta carotene, all very good and healthy for detoxing the body. Spanish black radish, another important supportive herb to help detoxify, and it supports detoxification, the detoxification enzyme activity, that cycle that I showed you in the previous slide on the liver, showing how it breaks down toxins to help remove it from the body. Spanish black radish, very important for that process. And Oregon grape root supports normal bowel transit, normal immune system action, and health and skin health. Fenugreek seed, it supports cholesterol metabolism. So these are all the natural herbs that are in SP Cleanse that are very helpful in the program for purifying. Now, the SP Complete, this is the powdered mix. There's a dairy-free version, and there are some flavors that are helpful. There's just the original if you want to just go pure, and then there is chocolate and vanilla as well that can just add a little bit of flavor and kick it up a notch if that's helpful for you. Now, these are essential whole food. It's a source of essential whole food nutrition in a convenient powder. Provides amino acids, essential fatty acids, and other minerals, other vitamins. You know, what's important about this product is that you are not eliminating protein from your diet. You're just adding in a very clean source of protein and amino acids and essential fatty acids. And that's very key to purifying the body, but also Having good dietary support, you're not eliminating important nutrients from your diet through the program. Very important. Also supports intestinal, muscular, and immune health. It provides antioxidants. It supports healthy liver function, supports the normal elimination of toxins, and supports the maintenance of a healthy weight when combined with a healthy lifestyle. Some people struggle. They have poor sleep, poor activity, or lack of activity, for example, and that all has to be considered. And within an evaluation, we would identify any weaknesses in lifestyle that we could improve to kind of add and kind of boost the efficacy of the program and to help realize greater health as well. Now, the key ingredients in SP Complete, it's basically a protein mix here. So the source is whey. Okay, so that's a milk product. And for those who are uh, intolerant to milk, there's also a rice protein based dairy-free SP Complete version. This provides the building blocks of protein called amino acids. It helps support healthy muscle tissue maintenance. Now, it also contains barley grass, which supplies antioxidants, very important. Oxidation is a process of the body breaking down, and we want to fight that oxidation by eating. In a standard diet, we want to have plenty of antioxidants, which often is found in the vegetable world. And so barley grass is a very powerful antioxidant to help assist in removing toxins from the body. And it also contains rice, buckwheat, and flax. This provides fiber to support healthy elimination. And it contains alfalfa, which helps promote digestive health. Now, the key ingredients in SP Complete also are calcium and magnesium, which assists in keeping bones and teeth strong. Grapeseed and red wine extracts. Again, this is OPCs, or these bioflavonoids from plants. Think of this as like antioxidants as well. It helps to slow down the aging process, okay, and supports cardiovascular health and helps to protect the body from free radicals. This kind of process of oxidation that weakens the body and kind of encourages rapid aging. We want to slow that process down, and grapeseed and red wine extracts are helpful for that. Science shows that. There's a lot of studies on these products. So a lot of this is based on scientific studies that shows that these are beneficial and healthy products or herbs and ingredients. The product also contains buckwheat, which supports healthy blood vessel walls. This is a concern if you're dealing with high blood pressure. You want your body, the elasticity of the blood vessel walls, you want that to be flexible. You want them to be supple and soft and movable, so that when your blood pressure kind of goes up and down, which is a normal thing, uh, you want those blood vessels to be able to deal with that sort of stress. And if you're struggling with high blood pressure, there's a lot of stress on those blood vessel walls, and so buckwheat can be very helpful for that. SP Complete also contains choline and inositol, which helps support healthy nerve health, I should say, and brain function. Stress it wreaks havoc on your nervous system, and any kind of support for the nervous system is going to help you manage stress better as well. Now, there's some other supportive products. I just want you to know they're available. I'm not going to go into great detail here, but again, through a personal evaluation, an individual health assessment, we can determine if there's other things that your health requires in regards to going through this program, the 21-day Purification Program. Now the journey begins. I want to outline uh, what you would be eating on the program to help you understand this a little bit better. So the first 10 days, you would just be focusing on fruits and vegetables, organic if possible, and the ratio, very important, is 2 to 1. Sometimes people tend to eat too many fruits. You hear, we need to eat more fruits and vegetables. That's what's healthy, right? People tend to not hear vegetables. They hear fruits. Fruits taste good. They're sweet, right? So they tend to load up on fruits. Sugar is a big problem, and fruits break down into sugar, and we want to make sure we minimize fruits. That's why the ratio is 2 to 1, twice as many vegetables as to fruits. Okay, very important. And also, you can be eating lentils, green beans, peas, quinoa, uh, wild or brown rice. This can be a part of the program. That bullet point is also an area that I would focus on if people were wanting to lose weight, and we'd have to decrease some calories, and that would be an area to work on. So you couldn't load up on lentils, for example. Things could get a little starchy and a little heavy caloric wise, calorie wise, and we would want to manage that closely to make sure if that was a concern. Some people do the program, they're not really interested in weight loss. When I do the program, I can experience anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds of weight loss in 3 weeks. But some people are not interested in that, and they may not be needing to lose weight, but everybody could use a little cleaning up, a little purifying internally. Now, also, you would be drinking plenty of spring water because this tends to be a very fibrous diet, and you need a lot of water to flush that fiber through the body. Sometimes the people who don't drink enough water on the program could get constipated because all that fiber is just like a sponge sucking up any liquids in your digestive tract, and that could dry things out, cause a dry stool, make it difficult to move. So you got to make sure you're drinking plenty of water, and you want to drink spring water. Okay, something that is from a good, clean source. If you're drinking out of the tap, that's going to be a water source that has been a lot of chemicals have been introduced into the water supply, including chlorine, and that's something that we want to try to focus on a good, clean source of water. Okay, so that's very important, and also high quality oils. We need fats and oils. They're very important in any diet, including a purification type diet. But we want a good, clean source of oils, and that could be like olive oils, butter, coconut oil, flaxseed oil. But we want high quality. That's what's important here. Okay, and then from on day 11, that's when we start to introduce back in proteins like lean meats, fish, chicken, for example. So for the first 10 days, you've eliminated everything but basically fruits, veggies, lentils, some different grains there, water, good quality fats. But you're not eating things throughout the whole program. You're not eating things like pasta, bread, white potato. Okay, those are the areas that are a big problem, or anything that's sugary. Okay, there is a minimal sugar source, and that's in fruits. Okay, but it's minimized. And also, you're not eating any meats until day 11. Okay, so day 11, you introduce back in those proteins. And what's interesting, just to share a little bit, you go through this a bit of a fast on some of these foods, and when day 11 comes, oh my God, it's like an explosion. You just love the change in your diet, and you feel appreciative, and your body just sucks up all that good protein, um, and it feels good, and you feel light through the program as well. I would say sometimes on days 1, 2, or 3, you could start experiencing some detoxifying effects, like mild headaches. I've often experienced that, and sometimes that needs to be managed on some people because they have more of a tendency to experience strong levels of detoxifying. So that requires a little bit more management. I could help you with that. We may need to prep early on before starting the program to slowly ease yourself into the program, and that's something we would talk about and work through. Okay, I'm just going to do a little refresh to see if there's any questions that have been posted here, and we'll keep moving on. Okay, now here is a list of what to avoid, and when in doubt, avoid anything not listed in the program guide. There is a guide that comes with the program that you can follow along. It's a simple guide that just highlights what to eat and what not to eat. Okay, so there's a lot of bad um, uh, troubled foods that are going to kind of introduce more toxins than you want into your diet, and you want to try to eliminate these. And this is a list right here. I'm not going to go through every one of them, but you can read through this a little bit. Some things I would point out, for example, nuts. You may think nuts are healthy, but they tend to be a crop that is overly sprayed, okay? And so sometimes not a very good source if you're looking to detoxify. Nuts are a good source of protein and fats, but when we want to try to do a cleansing type diet, that's something to eliminate from the diet to just optimize that purification process. Now let's talk about the supplements in the diet. We talked about what you're going to be eating through the diet. And I want to emphasize one thing. If we go back to that chart, uh, you know, days 1 to 21 here, you can eat all day long fruits and vegetables, really. This is not a starvation diet. You could be eating 5 times a day. You just want to make sure you stick to the program, because if you start cheating, introducing carbs like bread and pasta into the program, uh, it just destroys the internal process that's going on. When you start to take away a lot of these heavy carbs, the body shifts from burning sugar to burning fat. And if you disrupt that, it goes back to burning sugar, and you're not going to experience any weight loss or cleaning up of the body. The body will store the fat, and a lot of times the toxins are stored in the fat. So to release the toxins, sometimes you have to release a little bit of fat in the body as well. So that's just something I want to point out, and I'm going to come back to this timeline on supplements. The first 7 days, you do the cleansing capsules, and then they run out. You don't have to keep track. The bottle is designed to have the right amount so that after 7 days, you run out of the cleansing capsules. Okay, and then through the whole program, 1 to 21, you'll be on the SP Complete powdered mix, that protein support. You'll be making shakes and having them every day, along with other meals. Okay, so it's just the first 7 days you do the capsules, along with the SP Complete powdered mix. And then after the 7 days, you just continue with the powdered mix there. Like I said, there may be some additional supplements and support that's needed, and evaluation will determine that. Some people need to optimize their sleep. That's why I may introduce acupuncture along with the program. Some people may struggle with, stress management, for example, and need some kind of meditative support or breathing techniques. I mean, there could be a lot of things that we could get into along with this program that could be very supportive. It just has to be personalized and individualized for each patient. So that's something that we would discover during an evaluation. Now, let's talk about some digestive tips. And these are things that you could do before getting into the program. And even if you don't get into the program, these are helpful anyway. So let's just go through these. We want to reduce sugar intake. So if you have real strong cravings, sugar is not really satisfying that craving and nourishing the body. And reducing the sugar and trying to introduce more, say, veggies, good wholesome whole foods, that will start to uh, deliver a higher level of nutrition to the body with foods that are like more dense with good nutrition. And those cravings will start to reduce if you do it right. But we want to reduce sugar, reduce the caffeine. Some people are drinking a lot of caffeine, and when they cut it cold turkey, you can experience some strong um, detoxifying effects, like headaches, for example. But if you slowly reduce your caffeine intake over time, and maybe even during the program, say you only do 1 cup of coffee a day, that could be acceptable. You know that this is. I always like to say go 80% of your ability, and if we're too strong with ourselves, I think we're more apt to fail. So that's a lower point. Only eat until you're 80% full, and using that 80% rule. That 80% rule we can use in a lot of different ways, but that bullet point refers to overeating. When we overeat, we waste a lot of our energy. We could feel tired sometimes after eating, and we want energy from our food. We don't want to lose energy from eating. We want to gain energy. Okay. I did talk about increasing drinking more spring water, trying to get away from other types of drinks like sodas, even juices. Juice is a very concentrated, you know, sweet, sugar-filled type drink. We want to try to get away from that. You could just have a tall glass of water and put a splash of juice in it, and that would be a lot less sugar. We want to decrease the carb intake, make those portions smaller in your plate. We also want to optimize sleep. The more rested you are, the better your body's going to work. You might have heard nowadays they talk about how it's people can struggle with trying to lose weight if they're not getting the sleep they need. And that just makes common sense. If you don't have enough energy and you don't feel rested and rejuvenated the next day, I mean, how's your body going to deal with losing weight? That's another function in the body, managing your weight and dealing with toxins and all of that. It takes energy. So it's important to get your sleep. We want to reduce stress. Stress harms the body. Stress weakens the body. Stress uses up our energy. We want to redirect our energy internally to detoxifying, to improving body function. So what's important is you want to choose a 21-day period that's going to work for you. So don't do this program during the holidays, right? When you may be eating more decadently, and it may be difficult to kind of abstain from such foods. So we want to choose wisely. And actually, that's why I do this program. I've decided to do this webinar around this time during the winter, because this is a great time. We're kind of in between holidays. Oftentimes, traditionally, a lot of people have had a tradition of fasting during this time period. And that fasting helps to clean the body out. So we could replace that with the 21-day purification program. So very supportive program. Another thing that I would point out is food intolerances. Some people talk about food allergies, but there are also intolerances. What's the difference? Allergies tend to be fast acting. You'll experience symptoms quickly if you're allergic to something. But sometimes you can be intolerant to a food. You've developed a sensitivity to a food. There's a condition called leaky gut syndrome, something I specialize in. If you're interested in learning more about that, you can go to my website, type in leaky gut syndrome, or look under the Health Matters link, and you'll find out more information about leaky gut syndrome. But this is an idea where the gut leaks the contents, the food that you eat, into your blood, and your body develops kind of a reaction to it. And every time you eat that food, the body kind of responds like an immune response, and it can create inflammation, and you may feel it in your gut, but not necessarily. Sometimes you eat a food and this is slow acting. See, intolerances have a slow reaction. So you could eat food one day and 3 days later or a week later have a migraine headache or something, body aches and pains, or just kind of feeling sluggish energy wise, can't sleep. It's hard to directly tie or connect the dots between the food and the um, reaction or the symptom. So you may want to go through actually a fit test that I do, this food inflammation testing, where we identify through a blood test foods that you have an intolerance to, and then go through an elimination process. But what's interesting about the 21-day purification program is it is an elimination type program. You are abstaining from a lot of types of foods that people have allergies or intolerances to, like milk, like cheese, like nuts, okay? Certain gluten products that you might find, like wheat, okay? A lot of the white floured products like bread, pasta. So there is 3 weeks or 21 days of eliminating a lot of these type of foods. And the benefit of eliminating foods that you're sensitive to and you have intolerances to is that you will allow your body to lose the sensitivity it has to those foods. Now, sometimes for some people it takes longer. You may need to eliminate those foods for weeks and months, and maybe even forever, just depending on how severe your reactions are to those foods. But 3 weeks of elimination, you could realize a lot of benefits just in that. Okay, the 21-day purification program includes a 52-page program guide with complete instructions for food selection, there's recipes, and supplementation. The supplements, as I explained previously, include in the program a protein mix and the herbal cleansing tablets or the capsules. The program also includes a 30-minute evaluation. So we would sit down for about 30 minutes and we would go through your health history and make sure the program is right for you and see how we can best support you through the program. And with the program, you'll have professional guidance, which means as you go through the program, if you have questions, you give me a call, you shoot me an email, you connect with me on Facebook, and you ask questions, and I will guide you. Remember, I have experience with the program, and I help people in my clinic with this very same program. I choose these products, and I choose this program because it is effective. I have experience with it, and I see results. I see the benefits of it. I've done my research on these products. I've done my research on the company that makes these products, and I am very satisfied, and it makes it very easy for me to recommend because I just know they're good, effective products. Okay, so that's what the program includes, and you can find more information about the program specifically on my website, natureshealing.info/21-day purification program. There'll be a link just below the video here that says 21 day, and you can click on that link. It'll bring you right to the page describing a lot of the information that I already described within this webinar, but it's a little more, it's summarized there, a little more easy to go through. Now, something special for you that I want to mention. I want to thank you first for uh, sitting with me through this webinar. I hope you found the webinar informative and helpful and give you some insight on some choices that may be helpful for you in trying to realize greater health. Uh, what I want to offer you is if you are interested in the program and you want to try it out, just give me a call and you can mention that you checked out the 21-day purification webinar, and I'll give you $50 off the program. The program is a regular $199, and with the $50 off, it'll be $149. And remember, it includes all that we talked about. It includes the supplements, the protein mix, the herbal cleansing tablet. It includes the program guide, the 30-minute evaluation. All of that is included in the program. So if you call, mention that you watched the webinar, we can set up an appointment. I'll be glad to assist you with that. And we can go through the program. And then you can kind of, from there, what will happen is you'll have an understanding of exactly what you need to do specifically. And then you can kind of get it in your head, and I can help you with the plan as to when to start putting it into action. So after the evaluation, it wouldn't be that the next day, boom, you just start the program. You want to think about the foods you're going to eat. You want to think about how you're going to prepare those foods, because some people have time limits. Their schedule is difficult, and I can help you with that. And what sort of forms of meals might be helpful, how to cook the meals, what forms they might be in, where maybe they travel better. If you have to take things with you to work, we could talk about that. I deal with that all the time with my patients. And those are the things that you have to get your mind around to do the program successfully, but it can be done. So you'll have a plan, and then you could pick a date and you can start working through the program. And I'm here to help. All you got to do is give me a call. I'll be glad to help. And if you want to connect on Facebook, you can find me there at facebook.com/acupunctureri. On my website, there are links that will get you to my Facebook page as well. And you know what's great about Facebook? You can ask questions. You get to my business page on Facebook. The link will take you right there. You can say, hey, Dr. Chris, I caught the webinar. I had a few questions about it that I felt wasn't covered in the webinar. And I was wondering if you could help me with these questions. I'd be glad to answer any questions you have. You can also go to my contact form on my website and shoot me a private email if you'd like. Get some more questions answered that way if you'd like, or make a comment or suggestion about the program. And I'd be glad to answer any comments, any questions you may have. Okay, so again, I hope you found the webinar informative and helpful and useful. And I want to wish you the best of health in all that you do to try to realize greater health. You know, every day in our lives we make little changes or make choices on what is important. And for me, and in my practice, I'm always talking about health, natural health care, and I think an emphasis on taking care of yourself is important, because when you're feeling good, when you're healthy, you can do a lot. You can help others and you can be active. But when you're not feeling so good, it's hard to be there for others, and it's hard to get what you need to get accomplished. And you know, one day at a time, as we progress through life, and as we get older, you know, things don't get easier. So if we can get some tools that helps us, that's just one more tool in our bag of tricks that keeps us on a good path for greater health. So I wish you all the best, and stay in touch. Be well.